And here we are again, ready for another Saturday, ready to kick the show off. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Kimbo. And good morning, Chris Brand. He's joined us on the spot. A few others there, I'm sure there are. Alan, g'day morning. Good morning, Alan. Are you in Pattaya already, or are you going down today? How are you getting down there? Everything good? I believe you were catching a taxi or something, from what I remember. Mark in Thailand, good morning. Yes, good morning, world. G'day from Thailand Live. Last week today, chatting about the happenings around Thailand that caught our attention last week. And of course, it's only me and Todd at the moment really contributing to these sort of things. It's up to you guys. You're the team. The team needs to get their finger out and send me more articles so we can talk about them. Have my spin or our spin on the happenings around Thailand. Wayne York, g'day, Wazza and all. Yeah, we're all good. We're all ready and raring to go. Alan's on the highway. That's right, but he's not driving, so it's cool. He can text and drive. And he's got a chauffeur. We'll be discording on the drive down. Don't worry. So, although we'll finish up here in just on an hour, then we're going to be jumping in the car. I'm going to get some fuel, pick up Todd, and then we'll be back on Discord, and we'll work something out. Don't worry. He may even stream some shots from the car on the highway. Who knows? I can't do that because it'll be
my backup battery. I've got my backup battery.
You got all your backup batteries. You got all the plug-ins. You got all the devices for charging shit up. Oh my god! Go hopping. Paul, g'day. How you doing? Malcolm K. Jack's there. He'll be meeting us this afternoon. Thankfully, Wayne York. Thankfully, I'm not back home in Sydney. I'm in Bangkok. Arrived yesterday. Just put it on your calendar. Next Friday, the meet-up at Friday at Susie's Bar. It's actually Susie's birthday. So if you're in Bangkok, we absolutely expect you there. None of this, I might be there, or I think I might go and get a few beers. No, if you're on this stream and you know Susie, you have to be there. That's it. End of story. Otherwise, you'll be disowned or banned from the channel or something like that. I've got to think of something sort of nefarious, sort of, Yeah. You'll be excused. Sorry, you'll be excused, of course.
Which is the life of Brian. He'd be a very naughty boy if you don't tell.
John Isma, hi, we're on in at 5th of October. I think we've got I'll have to check my calendar on that one shortly. Where is my calendar? I think it's there is something happening around that time. Calendar. Where is my calendar? Oh, there it is. Yes, 5th of October, so that's calendar September, October. Yes, so the 7th of October is a meet up at Susie's, so yeah, that's all good. So you arrive on the 5th, get over your jet lag on the 6th, and come to a party on the 7th. All good. 25 days and counting for Malcolm, good. Yeah, it's all these people coming back to Thailand, isn't it? It's wonderful to see. Sounds great in Koh Samui. Okay, fair enough. Robert Groves, good morning. How's your blistering today? Hopefully it's getting better. We're all keeping our fingers crossed on that one. Did he turn green? Did he turn into the Hulk? I know he was already a half Hulk anyway, but did he get that that green tinge? Hulk smash with all that radiation. Might as well call in there today and wish you happy birthday. Well, why not? Yes, why not? Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. So yeah, we're trying to do this segment and sort of trying to dress this segment up as a I don't want to sort of take it away from the guy that does this last week tonight thing. What's his name? Jamie. What's the guy's name? I watch that every so often. But yeah, he's last week today or something. It's an American talk show. Happens Saturday night. I catch it on YouTube every so often. But yeah, we're not trying to copy that. We're just trying to sort of talk about things in Thailand. Okay, so these are the ones that caught our eye today, or not today, over the week. So, Skywalk over the River Kwai opens in Kanchanaburi. So this is published on the 11th of September, right, from Bangkok Post. So it's a fairly legitimate rag. Right, they've got this lovely new sky bridge running along the edge of. I actually thought it'd be going across the river, but it's actually going across along the sidewalk there. So. A little bit more like the one that they got up with, the not the Bermuda Triangle, what is it, the drug triangle, what do they call that place up there? It's up in top of Bangkok there, top of near Chiang Mai. There's the three rivers come together. The drug triangle, what do they call that place? Anyway, somebody will tell me in a minute. But anyway, so Kanchanaburi Skywalk, Walking Street have been opened for a new tourist landmark along the bank of the River Kwai, the Kwai Yai River, that's what they call it, the bridge over the River Kwai Phone, Muang District, Western Borders Province. The government approved the budget to develop and beautify the town sector on both sides of the Kwai Noi and Kwai Yai rivers, which run through the Muang District. Golden Triangle, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I was waiting for that one. The Golden Triangle, yeah. They've got a nice little skywalk up there as well. I haven't seen pictures. The glass skywalk, a 12-metre high, 150-metre long walkway along the bank of the River Kwai, is designed to give tourists a bird's eye view of where the Kwai Yai and Kwai Noi River meet, with two distinct colours of water, well as a fine view of the city, and as well as a fine view of the city. Along the skywalk, the walking street lies along the same sides of the Kwai River, complete with public park and an open space for public activities. Both are open, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, Skywalk opened on Sunday, the September 11th, from Monday to Friday. And Skywalk is open for 6 hours, 6 rounds a day, with numbers of tourists limited to 100 and 220 each. From 9, 10, blah, 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 it looks like every hour, up to 6. An interval is held at 12 to 15, so they stop for lunch for 3 hours as well. On weekends and public holidays, open by 9 to 1800 hours, and for each blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, I thought they could have done it better with their, obviously, they're broke. They didn't send their camera guy down to take some photos, because that's a pretty shitty photo. So I went looking for some photos. See if we can find anything better. That one there's a pretty sort of shitty photo. So it gives you a bit of an idea where the two rivers come down here, meet in the one, and what they're talking about, the flow. That one river comes out dirty and the other one comes out clean, and that mixes in the river here, and it looks quite weird when you start to see it. But yes. It's not a bad looking, piece of construction. That's the railway bridge, of course. It lights up at night with, pretty colours. Bit more of a so glass size, glass top. You get that feeling of floating above the sky. Anyway, so only one day after it opened, of course, it closed down again. Thank you, Todd. Update, Kanchanaburi Skywalk opens and closes on the River Kwai. Update, just after just one day of opening the Skywalk over the bridge of River Kwai has been closed already. It seems that having a glass bottom allows for spectacular views, but also requires special shoes not to damage the bridge, and they were in short supply. All visitors are required to purchase these special shoes and wear them when walking across the Skywalk. The Kanchanaburi municipality issued an apology for closing just one day after opening. They promised to replenish their supply of special shoes that visitors must purchase for 60 baht and take home as a souvenir. And they plan on reopening the Skywalk on Thursday. So there you go. Best laid plans. They opened this thing and everybody took their shoes home with them. And nobody can walk on the glass. I just think, lovely. Only Thailand. Steve Cummings, how you doing? Where's Susie's bar? Wait, it's Susie's bar? Quickly. if you haven't,
it's Soy 71 super.
yeah, I get the see DOW down under bar. It's always in my top searches. Share. Copy that link and put it back into there, so I can paste the link. Control V. Yeah, so for those people who want to have a map pin, there you go. Anyway, so I just thought that was it's so typical of Thailand, of left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing, which is partly the theme of today's discussions, of course. Where's it? Shannon, how you doing? Good morning. Are you going to link up with us down in Patio this weekend, Shannon? I know you're down that area, I believe, so... what else have we got? Improvements this week. Yes. Okay. All good round. That's good. Christopher, Warren, maps will be full of red pins soon. Yes, don't worry. I've got pins. So if I go Pattaya, you can see. Well, close that. Go Pattaya. Was it? Where's the golden? So I'm staying in the Golden Sea. Could you just bring me aside? Look at all the red pins we got down there. They're the things that I've discovered just doing the usual, sky view. What's in Pattaya to look at? There you go. There's a few pins there. If I actually go and close that and actually open up my my places, want to go. So what do we got? Alcazar Cabaret Show. There's a bungee jump. I'm not doing the bungee jump. I just wanted to take some photos of it. Sanctuary of Truth. Yeah, like everybody goes to Pattaya wants to see the Sanctuary of Truth. Laser battle, laser combat. Yeah, it sounds a bit strenuous for me, but. Teddy Bear Museum. If I don't take photos, Chanya will shoot me, of course. Louis Tussaud's Waxworks. Now, the Waxworks here I saw in Bangkok a few years back was brilliant. I thought, probably 600 baht to get in or something. Go and check that out. Mini Siam. That's one of those little places, Farmville type things where they're the miniature versions of attractions around. Yeah, cabbage and condoms. Just the name caught my eye. I'm going to get what's that all about. Mini golf, Pattaya. We're going to do some mini golf. Yeah, we'll have to probably take a walk down Walking Street. I've got my gimbal and my phone ready to go for that. So I look more like a tourist rather than a vlogger. What's it? Paratamak Mountain View. That's just checking out the whole. I've got to get those photos. Ripley's Believe It or Not. I've been past it a few times. I mean, we're down there, but never went in. Easy karting. We'll see if we can stack a few. Pattaya. There's two kartings. There's an indoor karting and an outdoor karting, I believe. Barn. Pruek. I don't even know what is that in. That's just these are just noodle places. The Nest. BF Coffee. Wheat Express. Okay. They were probably pins from before, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of pins there that look interesting. So we'll keep ourselves busy for the week, or for the 3 days. Soy 6, Tree Town, Soy 7, just to name a few cultural places. They're the places we're actually thinking that we really don't need to see. Like we've got Soy 7, we've got Soy 7-1, we've got Nana, we've got Cowboy. These sort of places. Seen one Cowboy Street, you've seen them all. But I'm sure we'll end up doing a walk around at some stage. The trouble is, that's Pattaya City. Soy 6 is up here, and our hotel's down here somewhere. Where are we staying? Okay, Metro Soy Boomerang. Yes, Golden Sea. So we're staying there. Yeah, it's sort of central to Pattaya. Anyway, all good. Anyway, moving right along. So we did the update of that. What else we got? Night market on the Esplanade and John Tim is great. I think we've done that with Chanya once before, so I can probably not deal with them. Cabbage and Condoms is Kun Michai's restaurant. He was the guy pushing condoms use decades ago, and his reason for the slang word. Okay. Really? Okay. Interesting information. There you go. Thanks, Shannon. See, you learn something doing these live streams. Oh my God. Anyway, experts warn that the worst rain in Bangkok is yet to come. Oh my God. This was September 12th. If I look at look at my calendar. Where's my calendar? So I can see September the 12th. That was Monday. Yeah, it was Tuesday that we actually had water up to the curb down on Sai Ha on Petkasem. It was heavy. But going on the articles. A special lecturer of the graduates, all that sort of stuff, warned today, Monday, that the worst of rain for Bangkok this year is yet to come. The capital and its suburbs were lashed by heavy downpours, measured over 120 millimetres in 24 hours for 6 days between August. Doesn't sound like we used to get 120 millimetres in Sydney without really flooding. Yeah. But we've got hills.
Well, the length is a lot different in Sydney. It does absorb a lot of rain. So.
Yeah, and unless of course you live in the desert called Cha you won't get rain. But that's beside the point. What they need to do is they need to run big pipes out of Bangkok just to Robert's house, just so we can have a pool in his backyard. There's a whole bunch of displaying grass and rainfall, blah blah blah. They're trying to convince us that it's not a repeat of 2011, which at this stage here doesn't look like it's going to repeat, but anything can happen. It's a hell of a time on the roads out there, but it's more a hell of a time up in the country area. 91,817 hectares of land in provinces of Yom, Nan, Chao Phraya, Pasak, Tachin, Bangkok, Prayok River basins are currently submerged, including 14,943 hectares of farmland, according to geoinformatics and space technology development. Really? I didn't even know they had one of those. It sounds all very, very technical. The worst flooded areas are in Nakhon and Puchit Sukhothai, which is my mother's house area. I wonder how much, because that thing, as soon as that breaks the banks there, their farm goes under 6 inches, 6 feet of water. Pitsanulok and Ayutthaya provinces. So it's right down that central corridor of the, said it has supplied the information plus satellite images of flooded areas of relevant agencies to make use of the water, for them for proper water management. In Bangkok's neighbouring provinces and northern Buri, several orchard owners in Bang Butong district are complaining that their orchards have been underwater for almost 3 weeks and they cannot afford the expense of draining them. They also said that some of their fruit trees are now dying in the stagnant water. It's starting to smell. So we've got a bit of a problem out there. That's only the one province away from Bangkok. So it's not looking too good for the water stuff. What was I going to say? That's right. I think we talked about the guy last week wakeboarding. Well, he got thrown in jail, almost thrown in jail for a month. He paid a 20,000 baht fine and told not to do it again for endangering the public on Thai roads on a wakeboard in rainy weather.
I don't think there was many people on the road.
Maybe he wasn't going contraflow. If he was going contraflow, it might have been better.
He wasn't wearing a helmet either.
Oh, he wasn't wearing a helmet. Okay, yeah. He's just Farang. Okay, Farang just fell into the. Oh my God.
Or was it a footpath thing? I don't know.
It's very hard to tell. I was going to put that article up as well, but he got.
If you put 2 wheels on it, and just for show, you can get this play.
I'm sure. Yeah, anyway,
They would have got him for non-registration.
yeah, I'm sure, like, he's a foreigner, they could have thrown anything at him. But yeah, so in other words, we've still got a lot more water to come, and we're heading to Pattaya this weekend, and hopefully my car insurance covers, water damage from being parked on a road or car park in a hotel. Because quite frankly, I don't know where it floods in Pattaya at all, but I've seen some of those photos and I'm going, don't want to be there. Anyway, moving right along. Now we talk about, like, the iPhone 14 was released yesterday here in Thailand, and all the snowflakes and wannabes were out there queuing up, but if you can't afford one, there's always an alternative. Please don't actually sell your kidneys for an iPhone 14, Thai Red Cross. Now, I'm pretty sure that these are faked, but this is the sort of shit that goes on here in Thailand. It really, oh my God, Jack Dorrington, got to get ready for my chauffeur, some Jerry guy or something. Yeah. See you soon. 4.5 hours from, or 3 to 4 hours from. Anyway, bartering away vital organs in exchange for smartphones is illegal, a health official warned yesterday in response to a jockey photo spreading across jokey photo spreading across media, responding to an online unease over viral marketing that suggests new iPhones could be obtained with a kidney. A doctor at Red Cross condemned its misleading message, just in case anyone was getting any ideas. There are no organ trading like this. It's prohibited, but I'm pretty sure it damn well goes on. A regular Thai cannot afford 50,000 baht for an iPhone. They really can't. But that's what kidneys go for on the market. Selling new body parts for shiny new iPhone 14 became an actual topic after a beauty clinic in Laos published an image of 3 people holding up new for displaying blood-soaked bandaged belly wounds that looked like surgical scars. They looked like bandages with tomato sauce, but you got to be able to read this stuff. Read between the photo lines. It's called a fenord, if you didn't know. The photo made it to the Thai net Saturday via a meme page that garnered lots of laughs and reactions. The comments criticising its insensitivity. Retarded, yes it is. Selling one's kidney has been adopted in internet parlance in recent years, all for being a big ticket item Thai struggle to afford, especially the slew of officials with the big name lineups that cost thousands. So iPhone 14s became available for pre-order last week, and they went on sale yesterday for the exorbitant price ranging from 32,900 baht for the 128k small models to 66,900 baht. This computer on my desk I bought 5 years ago only cost me 65,000 baht, and it's had 5 good years of use. Say no more. And it has 32 gig of RAM. Sorry. Okay, so don't sell your kidneys for iPhones, chaps. Not a good idea. Someone I just hold that there because they're going to try to.
Forget about your liver too.
Forget about the liver too.
My liver.
Your liver. Okay. Just checking what they're talking about over here. Have I missed anything? Yeah, my order is placed.
About body parts.
Body parts. We did the Thai lessons last week. We're doing body parts. We're not going to redo that one. We'll do that. We'll do body parts again next week. He hasn't studied today. Yeah. Malcolm K. Apparently Steve Jobs started this weird trend. He gave up his life for an iPhone. Exactly. Anyway, okay. So, of course, that was one article I thought was worth promoting, but I think the next one here, this has been all over the news for the last 2 days, of course. Cannabis Act got a no from lawmakers in Parliament last night. There may not be enough time to implement the Act during the current Parliament, which will end in March. Right, so a little bit of jiggery-pokery going on here by the authorities. The Cannabis Act failed to advance in Parliament after the majority of lawmakers voted against it last night. Basically, this thing that's going through now, so they decriminalised it, they took it off the narcotics list in January this year, which became, well, January or whatever day it was, and it became off the narcotics list on the 9th of June. Of course, there's no other rules around it to govern its use, right? It was pushed through based on medical use and all the paraphernalia of the good health premise. But of course, we've got cannabis dispensaries popping up left, right and centre around Bangkok, and probably, I'm sure, in Pattaya and a few other places as well. And you can buy the stuff online and all that sort of stuff. So it's out there, and it's ruffling a few feathers, especially the very staunch conservatives out there. Blah blah blah. One thing leads to another. Right? They hastily put together a draft bill, which then moved it into a controlled herbs mandate, which hasn't been sanctioned yet, but it's on there. I think it's actually on that list anyway. They just had to make an amendment to it, which, don't ask me, I don't know how the government runs here. Anyway, getting back to this thing here, of course, what they're trying to do is push through this bill that says not available for under 20, not around schools, not in businesses, government businesses, not around public, smoking in public, all this sort of other stuff. They're trying to push this bill through to regulate the use, and that's the bill that got rejected. Lawmakers voted 198 to 136 against advancing the bill, which seeks to establish regulations about manufacturing, trade, use of marijuana for a meeting agenda. 12 abstained and 1 did not vote. Opposition bill came from this guy here of the old guard Democrat Party, and systems of this other guy from the main opposition Pheu Thai Party, who cited existing loopholes and raising concerns about cannabis being widely used recreation rather than medicinally, as proposed by the health minister. So they're just citing the fact that you didn't put anything else in there to control this use, and it's really more it's a governmental push me, push you, push me, pull you sort of type situation. They don't give a damn. It's just the fact that this one party's left wing and one party's right wing, and it doesn't matter if one agrees, one will always disagree. It's the way it's going to be. Anyway, the bottom line is the coalition of the Democratic Party MPs even proposed listing it as a narcotic and only leaving hemp decriminalised. The Bumjai Thai parties, God, these names. I need to go to a special class to learn how to pronounce Thai names. Said that the bill was to be withdrawn. There might not be. It said that if the bill was to be withdrawn, there might not be enough time Parliament to implement it during the current Parliament, which will end in March. That would lead the current status quo, under which the weed is unregulated and fully legal, in place into the next year, in the hands of the next government, which means it could be a full 12 months before they get around to talking about it again. What they're doing is, this is a ploy that I've seen done in other countries. They do this delaying tactic, because then they come across, when they start to read the bills again, they said, we've had 12 months of it decriminalised, and look, nothing's gone wrong. Or these minor handful cases have gone wrong, but what we'll see is we'll see a reduction in alcohol abuse, we'll see a reduction in road toll research, and they'll then attribute that to the legalisation of cannabis, and that'll also help push some of these swinging parties back to the governmental process, depending on if the government gets in. If the government doesn't retain government control next election, then we don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, so we've probably got another 9 months of the weirdness going on before something else happens. Okay, Robert Groves marked and the summit. Gordon wants to. A blind man could see this coming. Yes, told everyone that people would abuse it. Yep, that's it. This is what happens with prohibition. And look, it happened in the 1930s when they, when alcohol was, prohibition, and of course it was all under the table and speakeasies, and human race is very predictable. Anyway, there's more of a. That was the Bangkok. And this one here is from the Bangkok Post. Democrat leader denies rift with Benjamin Party at the cannabis legalisation. So it's very governmental as opposed to the health of people. Democrat leader, whatever his name, denied the rift. The partner of Benjamin Party at the cannabis legalisation party supports the use for medical purposes, not liberalisation of it. Mr. Duran was responding to criticism that the forced withdrawal from the House business agenda of the Benjamin flagship legislation was politically motivated ahead of the coming general election. Right, Putai MPs and the opposition chief, whatever his name was, also explained this party's opposition to legalisation and accused public health minister promoting recreational use. Well, he's never once said recreational use. Yeah, people put words into people's mouths. That's what happens. The party supported the use of cannabis and hemp for medical purposes, but not legalisation of its use. It was showing that it was a political party that cared about the country, the Democrat leader said. He believed the other political parties shared the same view. Yeah. So again, it's a very politically motivated Putai view. Anyway, there's a lot of feathers being ruffled at the moment in government, but what I'm sort of predicting right now, expat Paul, g'day Paul, and excellent, g'day. So I'm predicting the fact that this will carry over to after the election. It'll then get tabled probably for the first, maybe the first round next year, and I'm pretty sure it'll go through, and they'll use current evidence to support it. Evidence from America, or evidence around, the no rules, blah 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 here in Thailand. Nobody's getting any trouble. It's all good. And Mr. Slade Rift has joined the party. You're going to join us?
She's on her way too, if that's okay.
What was that?
She is on her way.
Oh, is she? Okay. We are streaming. We're streaming now on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, how you doing? G'day from Thailand stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, our usual stuff. Anyway, stay tuned. More on this subject, I'm sure. Yeah, getting back to the water situation. Okay, now I'm an engineer and a bit of a scientist, as you know. Does this really work? Right? Does this really work? I have to ask that question on a logical point of view. Does this work? Putting a line of boats underneath a bridge, stringing them all together with the propellers facing downstream to make the water move faster. I think this is a stunt because, like pushing water uphill doesn't work. Doesn't matter how strong the engines are. But I don't know, comments from people, please. Right, sub-district to get disaster zone status, right? Bangkok Governor put what it looks like, set to declare 6 heavily flooded districts in Lat Kambang district as disaster zones to give victims access to aid from government agencies outside Bangkok metropolitan area. Administration. The government is expected to make an announcement declaring that all these other provinces, disaster zones, financial assistance, blah blah. There are these 20,607 people living in 10,300 houses, as well as 1,322 rai of farmland in these sub-districts are being affected by floods and may need financial assistance. Then, and other agencies are struggling to drain the floodwater from Lat Krabang, which is now suffering the most of all from Bangkok. He also reported a video clip posted on social media showing a number of sandbags piled on top of drains in flooded areas, as it blocking water. Yes, they block the drains, make it worse. Oh my God. Mr. Chatch said that these sandbags were used to prevent the water from nearby canals flowing back into the communities where water levels were too high. District workers have apparently failed to remove the bags when they were whatever. He said that actually about 80% of Bangkok was not flooded following the recent torrential rains. Yep. In a long-term plan, Royal Immigration Department said a project to build flood drainage system to allow water runoff from Pasak and Chao Phraya rivers to bypass Bangkok's current drainage network, he said. However, as the project requires time permitted, the BMA is now considering building a new 20-kilometre water tunnel to allow the draining of excess water from eastern Bangkok directly into the Gulf. What?
I gotta say, there's some feedback when the loop is playing. I can hear you and I can hear the video commenter at the same time.
Well, it's not coming from this end. I'm not hearing anything, so you've obviously got something set a bit high to hear something. I don't know, or you've not turned your stream off.
Well,
You're not getting.
I've muted it. I'm just saying. Okay.
Todd, you get any feedback? Kim, you get any feedback?
Feedback, but
No.
there is a comment on the messages that Kim and I are lower mic level than you.
Oh, okay.
A couple of
That's-
people said that, so
That's because I've already got it set
maybe
for.
I should put my mic closer.
No, I can adjust. No, back to 100%. Because I'm always adjusting these things depending on the game we're playing. And we didn't
The
do.
reason why it's adjusted is that Wazza doesn't like to hear me dying all the time when we're playing Ark. So
Yeah. So I adjust it up and down all the time. So
You're too noisy. You dive.
Yeah.
Todd, give you another 10%. There you go. And of course, it's just one of those sort of things. It's one of those things. You're forever chasing the dials, and we do a sound check usually every morning. But I think because we've got other things on our mind, we didn't do the sound check. Just do a check now. Test 1 2. Todd,
two.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
You're peaking red now. It's all good. 2 3 4. I didn't turn up. Slade. Hold on.
Cool.
There we go. Slady. There we go.
2, 3, 4. No, I'm just saying that what on your stream when I have it unmuted, there's another commentary going on.
You've probably got the YouTube going at the same time, mate.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Or it's
yeah.
Good Day from Thailand live last week today because I said
Yeah.
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 Okay, so
Yeah.
all right.
It's all right.
I don't.
That's delayed 30 seconds or something like that. Anyway, enough of the technical jiggery pokery. Yes, how a project to do the water tunnel, the new tunnel benefit. But yeah, they didn't actually talk about this string of speedboats across on that article. But yeah, these photos turned up on social media in different formats as being a brilliant idea to make people feel like government's doing something, but really. Just get in a bathtub and just see how much water you can push forward in a bathtub, it doesn't work. Just makes the people think it's working, unless of course they've actually studied physics. Yep, diminished responsibility, not enough chlorine in the gene pool.
Yeah, was that still taught in schools?
I don't know. Physics? I don't know. I think it's one of those sort of dying
Or
subjects.
is it optional
isn't it?
now?
I think they call it science. Yeah. If you're listening, you can hear is Wazza and the others are like mice. I think that should have been right now, Dan. We've got it adjusted. How you doing, Dan? Another new name. Back on the hunt now that I can plan next year with a new contract for my employment being finalised. Good.
So yeah, looking at the moment, February, March is the plan for me to head over and see you guys in person. So there you
Good.
go.
It's just the end of the cool season. Don't leave it too late in March if you can avoid it, because it starts getting pretty hot around March.
Definitely early. It's probably going to be late February, early March.
Okay. I thought this one here. This has some good and bad points. I thought. When old trains are new again, the SRT. This is obviously. Last video I put out, we were at the cafe and we saw some of those. The first time I actually caught some trains on video. Those old, silver rattlers that run between provinces. The State Rail Transit Authority of Thailand. Looks like something out of the 50s. But yeah, SRT has refurbished, donated Japanese trains for a cosy look to help revitalise tourism with locals and get a say on routes. Yeah, so most of the SRT rail carriages, unless of course you're travelling first class, are air conditioned. Window air conditioned. And they're literally hot box. They're tin cans on wheels going from province to province, and the SRT doesn't get used that much as what it should be used. Plus the conditions of the rail system is quite questionable at the best of times. From a engineering point of view, it does. In my we had better engineering on our 5-inch gauge railway at Galston than what I've seen in some of the engineering on the railway systems here in Thailand. And I'm not joking, right? Signals that actually work, proper signalling, trains, and very, very few derailments. But Thailand is very well known for derailments. There's usually a derailment every month, somewhere in Thailand on the State Rail Authority. But what they've done is they've bought some second-hand carriages from Japan. These were used in the northern part of Japan, where it's usually snow-covered everywhere, which the article goes on to say. 17 second-hand passenger carriages from Japan are set for a new release of life, having now been refurbished ahead of being put into service for short tourism runs from next month, says the State Rail Authority of Thailand. State Rail of Thailand. Okay. Donated by Hokkaido Rail Company, JR Hokkaido, the 17 diesel carriages arrived in Lam Chang Port in Chonburi on December the 13th last year. SRT paid 42.5 million baht for the shipment. That's, I think, a very positive sign. That's considering, it does sort of say, a new carriage would cost in effect of 2 million, but was it 2 billion? Oh, they said somewhere, a test run. This test run made 3 carriages which were completely refurbished. The air-conditioned trains, so these are all air-conditioned, rolled out of Bangkok's rolling stock yard maintenance repair centre, pulled away from the station, listened to Chang Dong Sao about an hour later before
How
making
much was if I may chime in, how much was the refurbishment and getting it online with everything in Thailand?
Oh, so get we're doing that. Come on, I'm just reading the article as we go along. The air-conditioned trains rolled out. Yes, carriages were originally designed by Japanese 1.067 metre rail gauge, so their gauge is slightly wider, so they had to re-gauge the rail cars, which is not too much of a feat. Different modified wheels will do that. Wheels for compatible with Thailand's 1 metre gauge. While the interiors and exteriors have been refurbished, the bodies of the carriages have also been repainted to the original white and lavender colours. Enthusiasts and members of the public turned up for the station, blah blah blah, take photos. According to the refurbishment, the remaining 14 carriages are expected to be completed by the end of next year. 17 carriages from the 183 series were manufactured between 1981 and 1982 and decommissioned in 2017 in Japan. Before being donated to Thailand. I like the word donated, and then they cost them. That's not donated, that you bought them, you're not donating them. But limited express trains from Hokkaido to the coldest regions, carriages developed specifically to withstand harsh snowy conditions, which they're not going to see here in Thailand at all. With a driver's cab elevated for visibility, blah 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 blah. Yes, okay. Maximum speed 110 kilometres an hour. Of the 17 carriages, 8 have seating capacity of 40 passengers. each, and along another 8 have seating for 68 passengers, and the final one has seating capacity of 52. They don't look too bad, and from the interior, sort of, again, still looks like something out of the 50s here in Australia. But yeah, ready for service. There was a thing about the pricing here that the refurbishment was carried out by technicians at a cost of about 200,000 baht per carriage, while new carriages cost about 80 to 100 million baht each. So when you start to think of the 42 million baht for 17, as opposed to 80 to 100 million baht per carriage, it's not a bad deal. If and they're talking about getting, I think, 15. They'll be in service for a minimum of 15 years, or the budget's been projected for 15 years. So I think that's making reuse of something that supposedly the reason why we get some weird rolling stock around Thailand, I didn't know that a lot of the rolling stock for the SRT has been donated. So the donated, so 26 carriages in 1997, another 28 carriages in 1999, and 42. So it looks like particularly a trend. This is why we get such old-looking carriages. They keep on buying second-hand stuff. I thought that was quite novel.
It adds to the ambience and the nuance of being involved with it. It's old trains are old trains. You get the noise, you get the rumble, you get the feeling. It's good.
Yeah, and when I finally do square it up with Bangkok Pat to do some of these train journeys, and I'm sure Todd's going to come with us as well, but unfortunately, it's just trying to get everything sorted out. We'll work something out. We got something planned in the woodwork, but I've been leaving it to Pat to do this. Maybe I've got to push it. But anyway, we're all a bit of a train bus. We love our trains, and some of these old carriages are worth checking out. And we're going to do some videos of that sort of stuff. I know Pat's already got a few on his channel already. He's got a few things that you're doing, the MRT and BTS systems and the orange lines. So a few of those. Check out Pat's channel for that stuff if you're a bit of a train buff. Anyway, counter criticism. So look, there's always going to be the other side of the go. They reckon they shouldn't have spent the money, but that's typical here in Thailand, isn't it? One person says one thing, another says another thing. But I thought that was a nice, interesting little article that caught my eye, being a train fanatic. 764 cases of COVID, 14 deaths. Fantastic. Fanatics swarm to stores for an iPhone 14. Yes. What else was there? I thought there was some other articles floating around here. Is there anything done there?
Well, I'm still waiting for the end of this month, the 1st of October. The last report I saw was officially they've got to close down the word pandemic.
Oh yes, that was
1st of October. Briefly last week, but
yeah. 1st of October. That's that's endemic, supposedly. Oh yeah, this is what I did. This is what I was looking for. Most of us here are Australians, and we think of this whole shark attack thing. Don't go in the water. There's sharks in the water. How many deaths from sharks do we get a year? We get probably 1 or 2 shark attack deaths a year. 6 years.
River, then there's a shark attack a week.
6 years of elephant attacks in Thailand killed 135 and injured 116. There's more chance of dying of an elephant attack in Thailand than there is dying of a shark attack in Australia. And we thought Australia was a lucky country. Comments?
Bee stings. Okay, bee stings, shark attacks, and elephant attacks. Let's compare.
Oh, I believe you can also compare it with, cow tipping. I believe people actually die from cow tipping.
Was that from the farmer or the cow?
I don't know. The cow lands on top of somebody trying to tip the cow. Oh my God. Anybody got any articles from cow tipping? Oh my God.
I'm just going off on a tangent. It reminds me of those mummy goats, the ones you walk up and scare and they freeze and fall over. Himalayan goats or something. You walk up on them and scare them and they just look at you and fall over.
What about that meme What about that meme of the 5 million year old Himalayan, with that pink salt? You can buy it. You can buy it in the supermarkets, but it's got an expiry date.
Yeah. It was bad. Yeah.
It's fine.
It went bad.
How lucky could you be, honestly, to buy and then it just expires in your fridge, because
I've never seen them with best before dates written on them, so you don't know how long they've been sitting there.
It's just like Spam. Yeah, they're going to do the second run of Spam. They did the first run of Spam in 1943. They're almost run out now. They're going to do a second run.
It's made of people. They're going to rebrand it Soylent.
Yeah, it was actually mosquitoes are the most dangerous animal. Well, not here. Mosquitoes here, they almost come up and weigh you first. Can I suck your blood, please? Because they're really nice over here. Not like Australia, they're vampire.
My mate Fidel hates it. Whenever we go drinking at Solia, he doesn't worry about the beer. The first thing he gets is the yawn spray, and because they attack him like no tomorrow.
He's got sweet blood.
What yawns? There's
What
no yawns
yawn?
around me, and it annoys the hell out of him. He's itching and scratching. The yawns are attacking him, and I'm sitting there. What yawns?
Yep. Yeah, what
I
yawns?
don't know whether it's my Australian blood. I can't cross pollinate with Thai yawns.
Possibly.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Few people die each year from durian and jackfruit falling on their heads.
I believe that.
Thanks, Mayor Groves. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, for 50 years in the planning, but Melbourne is having an airport rail link. Really? Are they? Well, that's a novelty, isn't it? Mosquitoes, but a fair few people die each year from durian and jackfruit falling on them. That wouldn't surprise me, Robert. Those things there, like. There's spikes on them for a reason. That's to kill the people that want to eat the stuff, Durian and alcohol is a deadly mix. I've heard that one, Dan, yes. I don't eat durian, so I can't confirm that one, but I do remember going to a durian expo in Central World there, and there's signs all around the tents, do not drink and eat durian. Anyway.
Supposedly, the gas produced can explode your stomach.
Or something like that.
Anything along those lines.
No mark, potential deadly. Okay. Well, we've done our articles. Anything else we want to talk about?
If you haven't seen it, we got the bike on the road and everything. There's a video up on Wazza's YouTube channel. It's always good to finally be able to get use of my two wheels whenever I want. That's the whole thing. It's sort of a long time in the making, but it's all good to go, and it is actually awesome with the booster plug in it. I can definitely say if you're thinking about putting a booster plug in.
We lost Todd.
We lost Todd.
You
Press the wrong button. Press the other.
And plug in, and
as there won't be another video on the channel until at least Tuesday. It is up there. There's the next video for people who want to watch it. It's up there, so that'll get released on Tuesday for all those people who are here now.
Again, it should be again.
There you go. And of course, we will be getting up the bikes as soon as we see a break, and as soon as we can see 4 hours ahead in the rain viewer and actually check the fact that we're not going to get drowned, and then we'll be out on the bikes again.
Yeah.
Don't know where we're going yet, Rob. Rob, your place was one of the places we've got on our list, but there's a few other things we want to do as well. We have got a whole. If I just quickly sidetrack, I probably can't do that easily without fucking things up. We do have a section on our Discord here, which is called the Wiley Wombat Riders. If I just bring that over here, we can sort of expand that out a little bit. So I've been putting stuff up in here, different routes, which we're thinking of doing. Just going checking out the area, but doing it from the back of a bike, or from cameras on a bike. So got a whole bunch of places we want to do, but it's all comes down to all that sort of stuff. We didn't get to the motor show, did we? That was something we were going to do as well. Next one's in November. Yes, I believe.
Yep.
Won't talk about that. For those people, you've got to be on the Discord to see that and talk and get your comments. What games? Okay, we don't need to see any more of that stuff. Okay, all good, all good.
Did I mention it last week about the update of the passport was? I don't remember whether I did or not.
Oh, we just might as well do that in closing. I've got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, finally got my replacement passport and went to Nakhon Pantong Immigration to transfer all the stamps and visa and everything over for our friends that deal at Chatuchak. Only took me 15 minutes. The whole lot. That was it.
Yeah, mine took
no issues.
Mine took longer with the the whole health insurance thing.
Yep.
But like unfortunately, when you get your health insurance, you get one letter, which is your cover note, to say you're insured, and then you get this 43-page document. They had to read through the whole 43 pages to make sure it was compliant. That's how long it took, probably half an hour for them to read it and make sure it was and check with somebody. But anyway, VMAX looks great. The VMAX, that's Suzuki VMAX, is it? I thought it was V-Strom. VMAX. What's a VMAX? Who's doing VMAX?
VMAX.
I don't recall VMAX.
Yeah, the X-Max and the M-Max are the scooters. I was looking at getting an X-Max or an N-Max.
Okay,
Yeah, Suzuki. I did look at the Boulevard, Dan. I had two choices. I had the Vulcan and the Boulevard, but after sort of riding the CBR for a month or so and getting used to the Thai roads, I think the Boulevard, the Suzuki Boulevard, would have been so uncomfortable to try and lane change and everything like that, knowing how Thai drivers drive. The Vulcan's not as long, the stretch is not long, and it's not as fat. So makes it easier to control. I've ridden a Suzuki Boulevard before and I love how it handles, but that's only on Australian roads. So for Thailand conditions, the Vulcan sort of got the nod and got it, but I don't know if you've caught up on the old videos, Dan. There has been a couple of hiccups in regards to rego and license plates and something like that. So it's only in the last week I finally got everything sorted after getting the bike in February, believe it or not.
But we'll be out on the road as soon as we can. That's all. It's all good. The patio trip is the first boys' weekend away. And I said, I'm going because I want to. I've never really been to patio, specifically just to look at what patio has to offer outside the bar scene, which is the reason why I'm going. I'm going down to sort of capture patio as a tourist, because I'm going to be hanging around with Todd and the rest of the gang. Todd's never been to patio, and normally when I've gone to patio, I've gone with Chanya, so we've always had destinations and things that are on her mind, shopping and all that sort of stuff, the stuff that girls like to do. Okay, fair enough, done that. We're going down to do the boy stuff, but as I
Boys and run. Uh-oh.
But when it comes to that's the thing. If we want to go and do that, we'll just go to Khao San Road, or we'll go. It's a lot easier to get to Bangkok than it is to get to patio. But
hey,
really,
I'm not criticizing, but I'm just saying. You're probably gonna end up.
But yeah, it's really just going. We're going to see if we can, ingrate ourselves to understand what this culture of patio is really all about. Is there something that we can grok, is the word I'm trying to think of, see if we can get into the vibe, but I doubt very much that's for 6 years here. Anyway, I love patio for the temples. I believe the Century of Truth. Do you go there often, Mark? I don't know. Yes, maybe you don't like the truth. You can't handle the truth. Definitely much more here than bars. Yes, I barely enter bars here in patio. So we'll be down there. We'll be down there for after 2 if you want to just hit us up. You know where the Discord is, Shannon. I think you're on the Discord already, so you'll be able to keep track of where we are. And come and hang out with us if you want. Cultural, I don't even know that word.
Anthropology.
Anthropology. Anthropology. That's the one you're digging up all the
The skeletons.
Skeletons, yeah.
Cultural anthropology.
Yeah.
I just call it like vectors, or you know, like.
I believe a lot of women. I believe a lot of women in that vocational field, because women just love digging up the past.
Yeah. And on that note,
And on that note, let's get out of here.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
yeah. Oh, I got that one in. Oh my god. Closing screen. Okay, peace out, guys. There's no live stream next Saturday because we'll be recovering from Susie's birthday party, and but there might be a Friday live stream. So Friday night live stream. Keep your ear out for that one. We're out of here. I got to grab my bag, grab all the rest of the bags, throw them in the car, and get out of here. And Chanya hasn't gone to work yet, which means I've got a car shuffle to do as well. Okay, we're out of here. Peace out, and we'll see you at Susie's party. If you're not there, then you're going to be checking out the live stream, I guess. Anyway, peace out of here. Bye bye.
Cut the strings.